Hello everyone, my name is the Lego Kid 2003 and today we're playing some Genshin Impact. Normally I would have done this as like the first stream of the day, but I wasn't really feeling Genshin Impact right away. So, decided to save it for tonight. Pardon. But what we're going to be doing today is the Sidgewing story quest. We already did a Cloran's story quest a couple of weeks ago, and I am very sorry I did end up doing the flagship event on my own time. I really need to stop doing that. But in all honesty, my excuse for this one is that it's not a very interesting event. It's extremely repetitive. It's just like set enemies here, wait a little bit. It just wouldn't have made for a very good stream, basically. So that's my excuse for why I didn't do the flagship event this time. In terms of the other times, I have no excuses because kind of forgot that I had promised that. But hopefully, 4.8 will have a different story. Hopefully, I'll be able to do the flagship event in 4.8. Because it's the summer thing, and it's gonna have like a lot of really cool lore stuff, so that's my hope and my plan, basically. But yeah, we're gonna use the Xiao team today. I had dinner first, so that's why I hear stuff clinking and clacking. I haven't put the dishes away. Turn on the audio. There we go. Pretty music. Story quest. Sidgewing. There we go. Narrates chapter Act 1, The Warmth of Lies. Alright. Oh yeah, because I kept randomly trying desperately to get something good, to get like a 5-star on the standard bear. Still haven't done that, and it's infuriating. I literally just need the jade-tipped spear for Xiao, and everything will be fine. But then again, once I do that, I have to completely rework Xiao's build to put more, like, as much focus as possible into crit damage instead of crit rate. Because Xiao's theme weapon gives crit rate, so yeah. But yeah, like, just so y'all know, this is the ratio I'm working with, and I don't even have the Jade Spear. I have this. Actually, can I even replace that thing without suffering a whole bunch? That has a lot of crit damage. That's literally a crit damage headpiece, so no. Definitely not, because this is like the best crit damage roll I've ever gotten. That I can probably replace, and this I can probably replace as well. So I can probably switch out the feather and the flower for something a little bit better. I know, like, it's gonna down crit rate by all that much. Actually, where's like a bulk of my crit rate coming from? Oh wait, no, it's literally just this and this. That's it. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I literally just need to mess around with the artifacts of it and see just how much crit damage I can stack up on them. I'm sure it'll be fine though. What's something going on over here? That is a lot of people. Sedgwayne! It's the child. Also, I'm not wishing for Sedgwayne, so don't even try convincing me.
This shop looks popular today. Wonder what the occasion is.
Not the foggiest clue I'm on. Just in my eye.
Butterfly Dew Cosmetics now on sale. Huh, looks like it.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people.
Oh, Seedween's here too.
Seems like it.
Hey there, Seedween.
What are the chances?
Hello there, Traveler and Paimon. I hope you're keeping yourselves fit and healthy. You bet. So anyway, what are you doing here, Seedween?
Kind of.
The Duke insists I take regular vacations in the Court of Fontaine. This one just so happened to coincide with a promotion for a new skincare product, so I came over to take a look. I like to keep up with the latest industry developments when I can, to help me with my magazine articles. Wait, you write? For a magazine? Which one?
This is gonna be in his own flashbacks.
And it's run by the Fontaine Beauty Association. I've done lots of articles about skincare for them, using the pen name Maritime Flower. Oh, wow! You're a Maritime Flower? If Paimon's not mistaken, you're one of the leading figures in the Fontaine Beauty Association.
Since when did you start reading beauty mags?
What's so weird about that? Everyone loves beauty.
Ether has the most smug face. Ah, it's cute.
And as long as I wear a big smile on my face, I always get the best customer service.
That's fair.
Well, they sure don't want to make an enemy of the Maritime Flower.
So, what got you interested in beauty products?
Obviously, it's because of Seedween's love for beauty. Still a leader of the Beauty Association? That's incredible. The truth is, I study this field because I cherish my own appearance. It has nothing to do with being beautiful or not. Oh, the words of a master beautician defy comprehension! Oh, wait, you're saying that natural beauty is the highest form of beauty, right? Not really. Actually, Melusine aesthetics are very different from human ones. We don't view humans based on their appearance. If I had to describe our approach, I'd say it's based on cuteness.
Cuteness?
Oh, really? Yep. Still, I really value my current appearance, and in the process of taking care of it, I've ended up learning quite a lot about skincare and stuff. It turns out, my knowledge and experience is pretty popular with beauty product lovers. It came as a big surprise to me, though. Oh, Paimon gets it now. But speaking of your appearance, how come you look human anyway? Are you like only half
Wait, we're
Melusine?
really gonna figure it out like this quickly?
Ooh, wait, sorry. That was probably really offensive, wasn't it? No, I don't mind. I'm not mixed, though. I made a decision to turn myself into this form a very long time ago.
I mean, in all honesty, considering Paimon's behavior since we, like, set foot in Fontaine, either giving her the
Oh, heck yeah, of course we're interested.
"you shouldn't have done that" face makes sense, because Paimon's been extremely rude,
Once upon
like,
a time.
during the Archon quests. Oh, Sujan's about to tell us how she, did a thing. Excuse me.
Long ago, humans rejected Melusines, and Melusines feared humans. There was one Melusine who became fascinated with human medicine, but no human wanted her help. And there was one girl who liked Melusines, so no humans would make friends with her. So, the Melazine became the girl's friend, and the girl became the Melazine's patient. Your checkup's all done. You're still in perfect health. Thank you, Dr. Melazine. In this game of doctor and patient, a friendship was born. Then, one day, the girl fell ill. The Melazine was the only doctor to arrive on time, but the adults sent her away.
Scram! Melazines can't be trusted!
So just because I'm not human, I can't save my best friend? In desperation, the Melazine approached the frightening witch. She begged and begged until she got a reply.
If you take this potion, concocted of sin, you will gain a human face and grow human limbs. But then, you will lose everything that attracted this friend of yours to you in the first place. Can you accept that?
The Melazine did not hesitate for very long. On a rainy night, a little doctor knocked on the girl's door. The doctor wore a hood and raincoat, maybe to protect her from the rain, but maybe also to hide a secret. The little doctor held the girl's hand and treated her illness, just as she had so many times before. Dawn came, and the little girl's condition improved. But the little doctor was long gone, for she knew her friend would never recognize her again. And so, since then, I've lived my life in human form. Most people who know me just think I was born this way.
Ooh. A witch? A potion? Why does this sound like a fairy tale?
Trust me, it's a true story.
Must be the way you told it then. It just sounds so...
You're an incredibly kind person, Sejuani.
Yeah, not every Melazine would take human form to save their human friend. That must have been a huge decision.
Treating patients is a doctor's duty. We must always find a way, even when the going gets tough.
Ugh. It's so crazy that they turned you away just because you were a Melazine. Especially when their daughter was so sick.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, like, you'd think that they'd be, like, so desperate that they'd be, like...
But that was a long time ago.
Like, you're a doctor?
How I look now,
Okay,
anyway.
in...
Paimon too! You're super cute this way.
Yeah, she's
Customers,
a little hydro bean.
Thank you all for waiting. Now, on behalf of our skincare partner, I'm delighted to announce that our exciting new product is now officially on sale.
Well, there we go. Let's have a look, shall we? Paimon, if you want to buy any skincare products, I'll be happy to give you some suggestions.
Really? Personal advice right from a leader of the Fontaine Beauty Association? What an honor!
Allow me to
Indeed.
introduce our newest skin lotion, Butterfly Dew. I'm sure many of you have already read about this product's trials in the newspapers. To say that it improves skin quality is an understatement. This product gets its name from the way it transforms your skin and makes it glow anew, like a butterfly emerging from its chrysalis and spreading its wings for the first time. We are thrilled to have the inventor of this fantastic product with us here today. Please welcome Mr. Rawat, a researcher from the Fontaine Research Institute. Now, without further ado, I'll hand over to Mr. Rawat to tell you all about what Butterfly Dew can do for you.
Thank you. Hello everyone, I'm Rawat, and I developed butterfly dew.
Wow, what a looker.
He's
Wow.
a researcher?
The amount of
Wow,
blush
he's
on your cheeks.
challenging the stereotype.
It seems that everyone is surprised by my entrance. Or should I say, my appearance.
And I will say,
I'm
Mr.
well aware
Rawat
that
is really
researchers
cute.
are generally better known for their brains than their dashing good looks. In that regard, I do believe I break the mold somewhat. Of course, appearance is a
Like,
skin-deep
Rawat is
way of defining a person.
genuinely attractive.
And yet one's appearance can be a very real set of shackles, holding a person back.
Hoyoverse is too good at designing
It can rob
characters.
a young person of their self-confidence when applying for a job. Dissuade a young lady from approaching the one she loves. Our actions are at the mercy of our appearance, and we slowly become the very person that the outside world sees us as. But what if I told you that those shackles can be broken? If our appearance prevents us from changing, then let us first change our appearance itself. Wash away moles, birthmarks, and wrinkles, and they can no longer rob us of our confidence. Replace them with luster and radiance, and we shall never again hang our heads in shame.
I'll take your entire
That is why
stock.
Butterfly Dew exists. Its mission is to
I'm
allow us to
kidding.
shed our pupae, undergo a complete metamorphosis, and embrace a new life.
Well, whether it actually works or not, after that speech, Paimon's already sold.
Yeah, it went down too fast.
Mr. Rawat, could I ask if you've used this product yourself?
And he's like, oh, he's
Of
on
course,
the
I
daily.
tried it many times while I was testing it. You
Oh,
can
well.
consider me a product ambassador.
Wow, then it's sure to work.
Still, I don't expect to convince you just by blowing my own trumpet. So, could I get a volunteer from the audience to try it out?
Is it gonna be Sage Main because plot armor?
Oh, Paimon volunteers!
Paimon's just flying around trying to get noticed.
Oh! Ah, what an honor!
Oh, she got
It
spotted.
appears we have a giant of the Fontaine Beauty Association here with us. In that case, Miss Sijuin, could we seek your most expert opinion on this product?
Sure.
Whoa, is that a maritime flower? They say she's the pickiest user of skincare products in all of Fontaine.
Here you go.
Well, it's very kind to the skin, and the absorption rate is high. Even for Fontaine, this is a first-rate product.
Wow, now that's high praise.
I'll take one. Any discounts?
All right. Well, all that remains for me to say is, Butterfly Dew is now on sale.
Think we should buy a bottle too?
Are you paying for yourself?
Of course you bring up Mora. Fine, I'll pay out of her own pocket and even share it with you. There, does that sound fair?
We're such
And
teases.
if you're worried about whether it's the right product for you, well, luckily for us, Sijuin's here, so we can get an expert consultation.
Indeed. Alright. Ask for Sijuin's advice.
It's an honor to receive such high praise from you. To be honest, I was also hoping you might
excuse
be
me.
able to point out some flaws in the product so I can keep improving it.
With most skincare products, the pros and cons only become apparent with long-term use. Yet, this one has instant benefits, improving skin quality without any obvious side effects. It's one of a kind. Don't worry though, I plan to keep using it, and I'll publish regular reviews in Beauté Sans Fleur. You can read my thoughts there. All you need to do is subscribe.
Oh, I was hoping for a more casual conversation, but you are a beauty association leader after all. I understand if you want to keep this professional.
Cedrine? Oh, excuse us, Miss Beauty Expert. But do you think this product is a good choice for me and him?
Wait, are you the renowned traveler?
That's
Possibly.
right, and by his side, the equally famous Paimon.
Well, I don't
More like
normally
the
handle
equally
customer
gluttonous.
questions personally, but since it's the traveler asking, allow me to make an exception. Butterfly Dew is made for all skin types, so no matter who you are, you can rest assured that it will be kind to your skin. If anything, it might be marginally more effective on Fontainian's skin, but other than that, it works the same on everyone.
Why would it work better on Fontainians?
In the interests of protecting my trade secrets, I'm afraid I can't answer that, Miss Paimon.
Alright then. How about a friend discount?
Save yourself the trouble. I'd be greatly honored to have both of you use my product. Here, take 2 bottles for free.
Oh, thanks.
Private fun survives!
What's the catch? Is this a publicity stunt?
I can see why you might think that, but please don't misunderstand. This gift is simply a token of my esteem. There's no business motivation behind it. To me, finding new customers for Butterfly Dew is about meeting kindred spirits, fellow admirers of physical beauty. I consider it a labor of love.
Admirers of physical beauty? Eesh, that's embarrassing to say out loud. It sounds so shallow.
It really does.
It's nothing to be ashamed of, Miss Paimon. Most people claim to desire inner virtue, but it's still physical appearance that turns their heads. This is a fact of life. It's only natural for people to desire to become beautiful. And that's exactly what inspired me to choose this research direction in the first place.
You're right. Everyone loves beauty, don't they?
Look at the time. My apologies, but I have other things to attend to. I'll leave you with these 2 bottles of Butterfly Dew, and I look forward to seeing you again.
Alright, see ya.
Paimon, I'd say there's no need for you and the Traveler to use this product for now.
Why?
For
Is there
now.
a problem with it?
The quality is fine. I just think there's room for improvement. I think I could add some ingredients to the mix to make it more effective.
Really? Then why didn't you tell Rawat about that?
Pride. What's pride?
Researchers are a very special breed of human. You can point out their flaws to their face and they won't mind very much. But if you tell them that someone else could do a better job, ooh, now that'll make them really upset. If I'd mentioned it, he probably wouldn't have given you those 2 bottles for free.
Yeah, I probably would have jacked up the price
Fair
too.
enough, that makes sense.
If you're interested in the more effective version, I can write up a list of ingredients for you. Just come get me once you've gathered them.
When you say more effective, you mean it'll make Paimon even prettier? Ooh, how can we say no?
Prettier
As
Paimon.
for me, it's probably time I got back to the Fortress of Maripede. I mustn't leave the infirmary unattended for too long.
I guess that's
See you
true.
there then.
Alrighty. Let's start gathering some stuff for the Sidgewayne. I will say, in terms of wishing this version, I'll try and get another copy of Farina's weapon so I can make Farina even stronger. Actually, just to placate everyone. This is the only wish I'm doing this episode. Okay. I almost pressed the X button, that would have been bad. Get Sharpshooter's Oath, that's kinda lame. Okay, now I need to
Just
stop
up ahead,
wishing.
Traveler. The ingredients for siege wing should be nearby.
Right. Hang on.
I'm going in.
Alright.
Useless.
Oh. Yeah. And into the water we go. It looks like Streamlabs is taking it okay. Good, good.
Great! That's everything! Let's head to the Fortress of Mirrorpeed!
Yeah, let's do it. So teleport here, go around, and then... Okay. Yeah, my packages. Okay. No! Dang it. I mistimed the jump. There we go. Goodness gracious. Tribute fiber. Okay. Man, I haven't been here in a while. Infirmary. Oh, wait. Did I just see Ryan Slade?
Whoa, the
Oh,
infirmary
yep,
is
that's him.
packed.
Please, you have to believe me. I saw it with my own eyes last night. Another me. He looked exactly like me.
Got it? Okay. I've written down everything you told me. Now, I have a few tests to run. Take a deep breath, and don't worry. It's nothing to be nervous about. First, which finger am I holding up?
Your index finger, but I'm telling you, my mental state is fine. I'm not crazy.
Very good. Now, on to the next.
Hey there, Your Grace. It's been a while, huh?
Ah, it's you two. Indeed it has. I would offer you some tea, but I'm afraid the timing is unfortunate. Duty calls.
Boo.
No worries. Actually, we were looking for Siegeween. Do you, know what all of this is about?
This inmate came running to the guards in a panic, claiming to have seen his exact doppelganger.
A doppelganger? Doesn't that just mean someone else kinda looks like him?
And
That's why I
what
said the
thought
word
when the report
exact.
first reached my desk. But we've inspected our records. No one even vaguely resembles him. Considering how certain he is of what he saw, I can only surmise that he's having some mental issues. So I brought him for a medical evaluation.
All right, very good. Take a sip of water and rest for a bit. Evaluation complete. I couldn't find any symptoms pointing to a physical condition.
I see. So, do you still believe there's more likely to be an issue with his mind than his body?
I have to assume so for now. Psychological issues are more difficult to detect. At this stage, we can at least confirm that he is in command of his cognitive faculties.
The rumor mill will go crazy if word of this gets out. Guards, take him to the ward for a period of
I wish
observation.
Siege wasn't released so late, otherwise I would have, like...
The Marechaussee Phantom has requested my cooperation on a case,
Otherwise I would have wished for, but
Sorry
I
for the
am
trouble,
trying to
Nicholas.
save my guarantee
I'll have to leave this to
for
you.
Zhongli, so I now have to
problem, Your
wait.
Grace. I'll add him to my observation list.
By the way, we have a couple of guests here
I have
who've
to
made
wait
the trip
for
just to see
her
you.
rerun, whatever that may
I
be.
imagine it must be important. You probably won't need to add them to your observation list, though.
Oh, Traveler, Paimon, it's you.
Hello.
Hey there, Cedrine! It's actually not that important, but...
I'll be in my office if you desperately need me. Goodbye for now.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
So, Cedrine...
Would you mind waiting for just a moment? I have another patient to see. Just find an empty bed and take a seat. I won't be long.
Oh, sure.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Sijuin, we've brought him. And he seems to have taken a turn for the worse again.
Okay, don't panic. Let's start by sitting him down here.
Paimon had no idea how busy it can get for Cedrine. Maybe now's not the time to ask for her help with skincare.
Probably not. She'll help us, we
Good
just need to
point.
wait.
Besides, it might actually be interesting to observe her at work.
Indeed.
Well, this could hurt, so I suggest you take a deep breath first.
Did his face melt? What happened to him?
It's anyone's guess. His face melted off shortly after arriving at the fortress. But since he's a serious offender, he can't be allowed out for medical treatment. Best we can do for now is ask the head nurse to give him something to manage the symptoms. This is gonna be awkward. We still need to bring him to the Marechaussee Phantom for questioning. What if he scares them half to death? Will that be our fault?
The Marechaussee
Since
Phantom?
it was
Does
something
this have something to
completely
do
out
with
of
the case
control.
Risley's dealing with?
Yep, it was a huge case. They bagged a few dozen crooks in one fell swoop. And this guy's the baddest apple of the bunch. He harmed countless people. And now, it looks like it's all finally catching up with him.
You done gawking?
Not yet. I need to check the severity of your ulcers to decide the right dosage. Don't worry. We Melazines have a very different sense of aesthetics from humans. To me, he just looked like a little kitty with slightly scruffy fur, but still just as cute.
Don't patronize me. Do I look like a kid to you? Just give me the meds and let me out of here. I already missed my cell.
I want to deck him.
Lose the attitude. You dare talk back to our head nurse like that again? Your days are numbered.
Oh, it's fine. Okay, I'm going to apply the medication now. Tell me if it hurts,
Of course, for like legal reasons, that's a joke, but I feel like the entire Genshin community, the second that this guy opened his mouth and was rude to
Can I leave
Sijuin,
now?
the entire Genshin community just took up torches and pitchforks and just like, we're gonna storm the fortress and visit
Thank you, Sijuin.
and visit this guy. We just
And I
want to talk. We
apologize
just
for the
want to
trouble.
talk.
So,
Because
Traveler,
Sijuin is
Paimon,
precious
did
trot,
you bring
is
the ingredients?
precious being, and
We
must
did,
be
but
protected
we don't want to
at all
interfere or
costs.
anything. You're busy saving lives here.
Oh, don't be silly. I agreed to it, didn't I? Just hand me the ingredients, and I'll make some time to whip it into the improved version
Sorry,
for
I'm
you.
like really
Take
tired.
rest here if you want.
Today I
Or,
had
if you're not tired, I hear they're holding
work
an
yesterday and
improvisation tournament in
I
the
just did not sleep
administration area.
well.
Or alternatively, is there anything we could help you with, Cedrine?
Pardon. But I did want to make up for their out. For the fact I'm not going to be able to stream next week because I have family visiting. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stream this week anyway. Full 5 stream schedule. Yeah.
That's right! Let us help you out! It's the least
Especially
we
since
could do!
I'm not gonna have another shift until Sunday.
Kind-hearted humans start to develop guilt if they accept free help from others. Don't worry. I'll take a look
Pretty
at my
much.
schedule. I'm sure I can find something to treat this condition. I gotta warn you though, it'll be tiring work. So I suggest you take a break first, then come back and see me when you're ready.
Yeah, that's right. Let's just leap right into it.
We're ready, Seedween! What's our first mission?
I found the perfect job for the traveler. First, I'd like you to lie down in this bed.
Seems easy enough.
What for?
I need
You
you
look so
to
comfortable.
pretend to be sick.
What?
Why?
Oh, is it that difficult? I thought you did a pretty good job last time.
Shoot!
Oh, so you knew.
She
sure did.
saw right
He
through
was
us, didn't
way
she?
more interesting than the usual malingering inmates.
Dang it.
And you played along very well, Paimon. I observed you two for quite a while after that.
Well, this is awkward. But why do you need us to do it again now?
I guess we'll find out.
No time to explain. My next patient will be here any second. Please, just do as I say. You can, pretend like you've got a nasty headache. And throw in some dry heaving for good measure.
Okay.
He looks so peaceful. Why? Why is Ether so cute?
Hey, Doc, it's me. I'm only here because my mom won't stop pestering me about it. So annoying.
Well, your mother has enough on her plate with a busy job. Well, the last thing she needs is to worry about you being sick as well.
I know. I shouldn't treat the place like a playground. Shouldn't go swimming in the lower levels where we join up with the sea, because it'll give me a cold and distract her from her work. I thought I'd be able to have some fun here at the fortress for a few days, but it's always, don't do this and don't do that.
All right. Sit yourself down and I'll take your temperature. Well, your fever still hasn't gone down. Well, here's your medicine. 1 cup for starters, and we'll see if it helps.
But Doc,
Honestly,
it's
a
so
lot of this is
bitter.
foreign to me because I
Do I
almost
really have to
never
drink
get
it?
sick.
I mean, I'll be fine, right?
Like,
I've got
it's
an uncle who caught
it's
a
definitely
cold.
been
His
like
fever
about
went away on its own after a
a
couple days.
year or so at the
Can't you
very
just
least
write
since
me a
I've
note
been
saying
like
I'm on the mend?
genuinely
Just need something to
ill.
keep my mom off my case.
I sure can. You're a very brave boy, after all.
Huh?
And I'm not trying to say that to like flex,
What
but
makes you say that?
Well,
it's just like kind of relevant to
system to clear up your fever.
what's going on
You'll have to
here
tough it
with
out
the
like
kid.
this guy.
Like, oh, let's try to thought.
Hang in there, traveler. Are you gonna puke? Paimon can get you a paper bag.
But yeah, it was the information's just kind of relevant to like what's going on with the kid, like being really sick and trying to tough it out, and decision being like, not, that's just not a great idea, blah blah blah.
I'm not tough enough?
Hey, wake up! Wake up!
Put it this way, at least you'll never have to see the doctor again, right?
Oh my gosh!
I think maybe I'll take that medicine after all, if that's okay.
Oh, of course.
I don't know whether to give Situing a hug or be scared.
Ugh. It's so bitter. Oh.
Yeah.
All done. Great job, you two.
That kid really doesn't know what's good for him.
His mother's a guard here. She's been working back-to-back shifts lately, but unfortunately his father's away on a business trip right now. She had no choice but to bring her son here for the time being. He was quite happy at first. He seemed to think that the Fortress of Meripede would be all fun and games.
So you made us put on that act just to scare a kid into taking his medicine? That's a pretty sneaky trick. Seems like there's a whole side to Siegeween we never knew about.
Indeed.
It's a technique I learned from my teacher.
Oh, you had a teacher? Was she a Melazine doctor too?
She was human. She passed away a long time ago.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. I really liked my teacher, so it's always nice when I get to talk about her with other people. She was a traveling doctor, and since she didn't have a clinic, she'd go out and visit her patients wherever they were. Dealing with the badly behaved ones was her specialty. She used to say, if you can scare the little brats into taking their medicine, you won't have to hear them wailing and screeching when their condition gets worse.
Fair. That's honestly really fair. A little cruel, but
she
fair.
sounds like a pretty strict teacher.
Strict? Well, that's not how my teacher saw it. She thought of herself as terrifying to kids.
Strange way for a doctor to describe themselves. Now Paimon's curious to know what she looked like.
As it happens, I actually have a picture of her.
Not that bad.
Oh, wow, yeah, okay, that'll terrify the kids.
Yeah.
And then again, I'm not a small
my
child
Chinese
anymore,
teacher
so.
thought she was a witch.
Why does it almost sound like you're envious of her?
Oh, because I am. If she was here, all the children would take their medicine without any need for tricks.
A doctor who looks like a witch. True, they wouldn't dare try anything funny with her around.
Oh, me, on the other hand, it's hopeless. Children aren't afraid of me at all.
Yeah, because you're
That's
Bean.
actually a good thing, you know?
The children
My
aren't
next
scared of
patient
you
should be
because you're
arriving now.
Bean.
Would you mind lending me a hand again?
Yeah, sure.
Thing, on to the next mission.
Yeah, let's do it. A dozen or so? I
Is it that
feel
time already? That flew by. You really have a busy job, Siegeween.
Indeed.
Well, thanks to you two, it was much easier today.
Aww.
Glad we could help.
Should we get some rest? It's getting pretty late.
Oh, there is one last thing. I have to keep it confidential, so we usually leave it till after everyone's clocked out.
Confidential? Are you sure you can tell us?
Well, it's fine. You're not living here anymore, so it's okay if you know. All it is I have to prepare some ingredients to make healthy meals with.
Wait, you mean those healthy meals?
The ones that magically appear on the third day?
My patients refuse to eat any healthy meals I prepare in front of them, so I have to prep the ingredients in secret, then let the chef at the Coupon cafeteria handle the rest.
Considering even the chef's version makes people uneasy, it really makes you wonder what's in it.
Yep.
You want to find out? I can teach you how to make it. That way, if you ever suffer from exhaustion on your future travels, you can prepare a healthy meal for yourself. It's really good for you, you know.
Sure? Guess we can help out one more time.
The ingredients are ready. Now, put them on the table and add them in the order I tell you.
Alright,
First,
what goes
we
into these
add
things?
The special slime condensate. Stir thoroughly.
Slime
Then pour
condensate?
it in. Oh, see that? It adds elasticity. It looks just like tasty jelly, doesn't it?
Taking your word for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does. Until you remember it's slime condensate.
Yeah.
Next up, xenochromatic crystals. You want to crush them up into a fine powder, like powdered sugar.
Wait, are those from Fontimer Aberrants? Are you sure they're edible?
Finally, Wu needs some high protein.
Everything's edible.
Excellent choice.
It's just that some things
Just
are
need to
edible only
clean their
once.
innards, and then you're left with some lovely tender meat. Oh, frogs. And we're done. All that's left now is to pack them into lunch boxes and hand them to Walsey. Yesterday in the
Alright,
production
good deal.
zone, I noticed an inmate who's been working for 2 days straight. That means it's a healthy meal for him tomorrow.
Siegewing really does have the inmate's best interests at heart.
Seems so. Alright. Yeah, let's take the long way. Yeah, there's a world quest here I haven't done. I'll do it later. Yeah, it's just a bit lower. Let's find out.
Ah, head nurse. Got some extras for me?
Just the one today. The serial number's on the lid.
Sounds good. I'll make sure it gets delivered.
Sounds like they're talking in code.
Thanks for your help.
Oh, it's
Nathan
no
does.
trouble at all. I only wish I could do more. You work so hard for all our sakes. I'd happily lose a little sleep if it meant helping you out.
That won't do. If you reduce your sleeping hours any further, your health will start to suffer.
All right. Nurse's orders. I'll do as I'm told. But you take care of yourself too.
Well, I'm done with work for today. Thanks for helping out, you two.
No
Seems
problem.
like the guards and staff here have a lot of respect for you, Siegewing. In just one day of helping you with your work, it feels like we've done a lot for the fortress.
Oh yeah.
Head nurse, please, wait. I'm sorry to disturb you this late at night, but I think you'll agree. This is urgent.
Okay, just relax and catch your breath. What's the matter?
The guard at the observation ward, Odilon, he told me to pass on a message to you. One of the inmates there, the guy suffering from possible hallucinations, well, he seems to have made a sudden recovery, and now he wants to apply for permission to leave the ward.
Really?
Already?
Yeah, that was fast.
You were right to tell me. I'll have to examine him and make sure he's well before we discharge him.
Looks like we've got one job as medical assistants left. We'll come with you.
Alright, go to the observation ward. Yeah, literally the only thing that's on this level that we can teleport to is right here. But that's fine. Right. Okay, hold on. Hello, Odilon.
Ah, head nurse, you're finally here. I'm so sorry for all the trouble I've caused you, but I believe I've now made a full recovery. After giving it some thought, I'm sure that I was probably just seeing things. Stress-related, I imagine. I'd been working long hours, so I definitely wasn't in the best state of mind.
I totally understand. Still, I have to give you an examination before I can discharge you, okay? So, take a deep breath and don't be nervous. It'll be the exact same procedure as we did this morning. We can start whenever you're ready.
Again, so sorry. I was in such a state this morning, I barely recall anything. Would you mind taking me through it again?
Oh, not at all. It's a lot to remember. First up, we have a little cognitive test. Just concentrate and you'll be fine. To start with, which finger am I holding up?
Your pinky.
Under Sidgewayne's guidance, Eric quickly completes a full series of
all
tests.
indicators seem normal.
Alright.
So it was a stress-induced hallucination after all?
Yeah, it could have been.
Well, we've certainly had previous cases of mental illness caused by overwork, which is why I carefully observe everyone in the production zone. I wonder how I managed to miss the signs this time.
Please, head nurse, you shouldn't blame yourself. I'm just still adapting, that's all. Pushed myself too hard, and I guess I couldn't take it. Thanks for looking after me. I'll be as good as new after a good night's sleep. And if you can give me the okay, I know I'll sleep better back in my good old dorm.
It can be difficult to relax in an unfamiliar environment. Alright then, you can leave the ward. I suggest you take 2 days off to focus on your recovery. I'll take you off the observation list for now, so you're officially discharged.
Nice.
I can't thank you enough, head nurse.
Mr. Odilon, could you escort him back?
Odilon.
Of course.
Okay, that's how
I'm
you
on
pronounce
guard
it.
duty in the administrative area tonight, so nothing will go wrong. You have my word.
Odilon's cute too.
Guess you're finally done for the day now, huh?
Sidgewayne's just like, nope.
But I still haven't gotten around to making that improved lotion for you yet.
Oh yeah, kinda drew that from the
rush.
line for a bit.
Seriously, it's super late now. You should go get some rest too.
Well, tomorrow it is then. Good night, Traveler. Good night, Paimon. Hope you sleep well.
I certainly won't.
Oh, don't you worry. We will. After a productive day of work, we're both gonna sleep like a log.
Night, Sidgewayne.
Yeah, sleep tight, Siegeween. See you tomorrow.
Switcheroo. Okay, so 8 to 12 the next day. Okay.
Paimon really did sleep like a log. Let's go find Siegeween.
Oh, we're here. Whoop, whoop.
Oh, how is the infirmary even busier than yesterday?
I don't know.
Good morning, Traveler and Paimon. I have a few people here for a checkup, so you might need to wait for a while.
Oh, there's a
No
Millicent
problem.
here.
Anything we can do to help?
There's a bit of a complicated situation here. I'm still getting to the bottom of it myself.
You have to believe me. I'm telling the truth.
Wait.
You're in a medical facility. Keep it down.
Please, listen to me. I'm not Gascon. I'm Uwe.
You're a horrible liar, you know that? We get all your mugshots with the arrest warrants. It's clear as day that you're Gascon.
You mean because of the way I look? I don't know what happened. I just woke up like this. Then you guys dragged me in here for an interrogation.
I brought you here
You
to
guys
figure out
notice
what's
it
going
too,
on.
right?
If you truly are the victim
Gascon's
of an
name's
injustice,
in
yelling
quotations.
isn't going to achieve anything. At most, it'll delay your vindication.
All right. I get it.
This is nuts. Yesterday's interrogations went fine, and now this.
Morning, Your Grace. What's going on?
Remember the case I mentioned yesterday? The one brought to me by the Marachose Phantom? Well, we've been questioning the inmates involved this morning. Every single one of them is claiming mistaken identity.
Huh. That's even weirder than what that guy was saying yesterday.
The thing is, none of them have been able to provide any evidence whatsoever to support their claims. Questioning them further got us nowhere, so for now, we've brought them to the infirmary.
And we thought yesterday was as busy as it got for Siegeween.
We've compiled their statements. Have a look. Perhaps there's something we missed.
Potton. Who is this Potton? I don't know. I'm Honor. I had applied to go out and see a doctor, but when I woke up I was in another cell. Unbelievable. Gascon. I'm not Gascon, I'm Uwe. Today should have been the final day of my sentence, so I should have gone free. What gives? Henri. I'm Eric. Why does stuff like this always happen to me? Now there's no way my release papers are getting squared away today. Lazar. My name is Odilon. I'm a guard. I think I was attacked. This isn't me at all. Okay. So, there's a trend that's broken by this last person. So, the first person had applied to leave to go see a doctor. And then the situation happened. The second person, their sentence was about to end, and then this happened. The third person was in a similar position, because they're saying, my release papers, which meant that they were about to leave the fortress for good. Hopefully for good. And then this person here was attacked by someone / something. Interesting.
Release? Interesting. The inmates they spoke of in their statements appear to all be due for release today.
Yeah.
I noticed that too. If that's their plan, they're underestimating us a little. Every serious offender claims that there's someone else who just so happens to be due for release today. And they're expecting us to go along with that.
Something
All the
about
more
that doesn't
reason to be
seem
cautious.
right.
Lumberzar, check the release list for today and make sure no one gets processed. We're gonna need an excuse, though. Just say we're out of forms, and that we're furiously printing more as we speak.
I'm on it.
It's conceivable that our group of serious offenders somehow found a way to switch places with inmates who are about to be released, so they can walk out right under our noses.
We did consider that possibility. But I mean, just look at them. They match the warrants, period. How could there have been a switch?
Only if they're dead ringers for the inmates due for release, I suppose. I gave you that name list yesterday to assist in your investigation. Did that help?
Yes, the inmates' mugshots were attached to the list. The first thing I did was check for lookalikes, and I didn't find any. The only other thing that stands out to me is that their voices sound a little different today. But it's not exactly hard to put on a fake voice.
Oh, really?
But
What does our head nurse
okay, I'm
make of
only
all of
turning
this?
off auto because I do want to make this point, because I do have the ability to switch my voice for basically whatever I want, as long as it's within my register. So, while she is right, she is missing a very, very crucial point. You cannot sustain it for very long. At the very least, without serious practice and training. Like, I've had this ability for years, and I still can't hold it for any longer than, like, a minute. Any longer than that, and it starts to kill my voice. So, if you have even less training than that, then you aren't going to be able to hold it for, like, more than a few seconds at a time. In, like, short bursts. So, I highly doubt that it's a case of them just putting on a voice that sounds different from a previous conversation, because, again, they wouldn't be able to sustain it, and that would just end up doing them even more harm than if they never put on the false voice to begin with. So, this is definitely seeming very weird. The whole mistaken identity thing. I just like really quickly wanted to make that point to kind of justify what she was saying, but also kind of disagree because of just my own experiences as someone who can do that. And long watchers of my content have actually heard me switch my voice out for something else, sometimes putting on an accent, sometimes sounding like a stereotypical white girl, which I literally just do for jokes. That's not actually what they sound like. It's just me poking fun and telling the jokes and the jests and the ha-has. But yeah, just keep that information in the back of your minds for now, until we find out where it's relevant.
Give me a moment. I think I have a way to confirm whether there's been a switch.
Oh yeah, Sidgewin's a Melazine.
I know. It's not time to change your dressing yet, but please bear with me.
Huh? Isn't that the guy from yesterday?
Yeah, it was.
This should be Honore. He has very severe facial ulcers, which require an operation in the hospital at the Court of Fontaine. I authorized him to leave the fortress for medical treatment under guarded escort.
Yes, like I told you. I'm not Putton. I'm Honore.
So there has been a swap. Well, I can see what happened in Potten's case, but how do you explain the other inmates? You're not telling me their souls switched bodies, are you?
No,
Possibly.
I believe it was their faces that got switched.
Faces?
The method is a bit like replacing a tooth. Take the bad tooth out, put a false one in. And actually, I think I can prove it to you.
Really?
Traveler, Paimon, do you remember Eric from the other day?
Kind of.
Sure do.
Then you can be my witnesses. To start with, please fetch the inmate who claims to be Eric.
Alright. Okay, so... crap, I need to check the thing again. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? So we're looking for Eric. Honore. It's you.
So, you're Eric?
Yes, head nurse. It's me. You do believe me, right?
I need to do another examination on you. Same procedure as yesterday.
All right. It's the cognition test first, right? So I need to concentrate.
Now, try to recall if you can. The last time we did this test, which finger did I hold up?
I believe it was your index finger.
But that means...
It wasn't the same person because the last finger she held up was her pinky.
So, basically, last night, the Eric who said he saw another him suddenly recovered and applied to leave the observation ward. Sidgewing did another test before letting him leave, but that time, she held up her pinky finger.
I don't know about any test last night. There was nothing to do in the observation ward, so I went straight to bed.
somehow woke up in a high-security cell.
Well, in that case, there is a reasonable explanation for the strange events of the past 2 days.
And there we go.
What exactly happened?
The gang of serious offenders wanted to break out of prison, so they identified a group of scapegoats, namely inmates whose terms were almost up, and planned to switch appearances with them. Last night, when Odilon was on duty, they ambushed him and had one of their group switch appearances with him using their face-swapping method. That allowed them to avoid scrutiny from the other guards. Then, once all the other inmates were asleep, Odilon spent his night shift carrying out the remainder of their switcheroo plan. However, they made one mistake. Henri changed his appearance to match Eric's earlier than he should have done, and ended up being spotted by the real Eric. Real Eric came to the guards for help, but we didn't know then what we know now, so we put it down to hallucination and sent him to the observation ward. However, since one of the gang members was posing as a guard, they simply changed real Eric's appearance and had their Eric take his place, muddying the waters even further.
Right, because I put Eric on the observation list by then, and no inmates on that list can be processed for departure until I've discharged them.
Exactly.
Hence why the imposters had to pull that little stunt to get fake Eric off the list.
Yeah, it all makes sense now. The Duke cracked the case.
Well, I can't fault the reasoning. But I'm afraid that we ruled out the possibility of face switching very early on in this process.
Criminals altering their facial appearance to commit crimes is nothing new. In fact, one of the explicit duties of the Melazines in the Marechaussee Phantom is to identify criminals in disguise. We carefully examined all the suspects, and there is no evidence that any means of disguise were used in this case.
Huh. Well then, how do we explain all this?
So far, it seems more likely that the gang stole documentation belonging to the inmates due for release, and are using that to commit identity fraud.
Actually, there is a potion that can completely change someone's appearance. If they use that, even a Melazine wouldn't be able
The
to
friggin'
detect it.
stuff we got earlier. What's it called?
Shape-shifting potion?
Oh, what's it
head
called?
nurse,
The butterfly
but
thing.
This is the first time I'm hearing about
Chat,
it.
help me. What was
If
it
such
called?
a potion truly existed, it would jeopardize our entire investigative process at the Marechaussee Phantom. Are you certain of this?
Yes, I am.
But
Please, trust me in my professional opinion as an experienced clinician.
At the same time, without any solid evidence, it's pure speculation. If we can round up all the inmates suspected of switching places, then have a little talk with both sides, we might just get our answer. Yep.
Maybe.
Let's do that.
okay. Well, it was our negligence that meant we had to come and conduct these post-internment interrogations. And I know it's put you out. We'll do it your way.
Your Grace, bad news.
Excuse me?
I paused the releases like you asked, but we were too late. A bunch of people already got processed 2 hours ago.
Dang it.
I checked the list, and sure enough, it's all the people who gave statements.
2 hours ago?
Ew.
That's before today's interrogations began. They had this all planned out.
So there really was a switch after all. They really pulled the wool over our eyes on this one.
We should be able to catch up with them if we leave now, right?
Probably.
Not if that potion is real. They can just switch faces again after leaving the fortress. And if the Marechaussee's Melazines can't even spot them, we wouldn't know where to start searching.
Yikes! So we're at a complete dead end!
Dang it.
Well, technically there is one more lead we could follow up on.
What you
We
got?
were only able to arrest this gang thanks to the help of a researcher from the Fontaine Research Institute. I believe his name is Rawat.
I remember him. We saw him at the
What?
beginning of the
Isn't
quest.
that the handsome guy we met at that skincare promotion?
And I'm pretty sure I was right.
Maybe
from a human point of view. I just remember that he specialized in potions. One of the crimes this gang is charged with is the manufacture and sale of illicit drugs. According to Mr. Rawat, they appear to have stolen technology he developed through his research and used it in their operation. At first, he thought it was a typical case of intellectual property infringement, and he tried to negotiate with them. But once he discovered their criminal operation, he reported them to the authorities. Thanks to his report, we were able to swoop in and arrest them all in one go.
What a hero! Bet that took courage on his part.
Probably.
No doubt. This is worth following up on. As the one who snitched on them, it's highly likely that Rawat will be targeted by the escapees. That aside, since he's negotiated with them in person before, there's a chance he'll have some additional information for us.
Understood, Your Grace. My team and I will head to the Fontaine Research Institute right away. In the meantime, please keep an eye on the face switch victims for us.
Of course.
Miss Morgan, I'd like to come along and help you catch these criminals.
Huh? Why's that?
Well, I'm the one who discharged the fake Eric last night, so I feel partly responsible.
Don't say that, head nurse. Your focus was on the inmates' health, and rightly so. We can't ask you to help with arresting criminals. That's our duty.
I also have a more personal reason. Cotton is a patient of mine, and if I don't get a new batch of medicine to him in time, his condition will get much worse.
Look, head nurse, I completely understand where you're coming from. But arresting criminals is dangerous business. And if anything happened to you...
That's all look past between them.
None of us can afford to take on that
We're planning
responsibility.
some.
Don't worry, I can defend myself just fine.
You say that.
Yeah, by hucking pills at people.
If I may, Miss Morgan, Siegeween is the one who raised the potion hypothesis, and I'm sure she has far more expertise on the topic than your team. My suggestion would be to bring her with you. And if you really are worried for her safety, then...
Boop. Paimon and I are coming along anyway.
There you go, right on cue. Knew I could count on you.
Just as long as I get to eat when all this is said and done.
Okay. Well, since this plan has the Duke's blessing, far be it from me to refuse. We should head off immediately. Time is of the essence.
Alright, let's do it. Fontaine Research Institute. Let's do it. Let's catch some criminals. What up?
Greetings. Sorry to impose, but I'm afraid we're here on urgent business. And we're gonna need you to cooperate.
The Marsh is a phantom. Let me guess, you're investigating some more illegal research?
Not this time, no. We're looking for a researcher. Do you know where we might find Mr. Rawat?
Rawat. Oh yeah, Mr. Handsome, right? He actually doesn't work on site here very often. There's a handful of researchers in the nearby area who know him pretty well, though. You can see what they know.
Just a handful? Paimon figured he'd be the most popular guy around.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you could say he's popular, at least on a superficial level. He's blessed with good looks, so he tends to make a good first impression on people. But in all his time here at the Fontaine Research Institute, I don't think he's ever had a single deep conversation about his research with his peers. That's no way to make real friends around here.
That's so weird. He definitely didn't come across like a recluse at that product promotion.
Yeah, he seemed really
I
social.
don't find that weird at all. He definitely didn't strike me as the kind of guy who's good at making friends.
Really? Paimon couldn't tell. Must be a Melusine perception thing.
Okay,
Probably.
we should talk with his acquaintances. But we also need to check the Research Institute for any clues. Let's split up. It'll save us some time.
Sounds good.
We'll go ask around among the other researchers with Siegeween. Paimon's suddenly kinda curious to know what everyone really thinks of him.
I'm a little curious as well. Alright, talk to the people here. Our first one's over here. Bertram.
Sorry to bother you, sir, but are you Bertram?
Who's asking?
Just some concerned citizens helping out the Marechaussee Phantom with an investigation. We'd like to ask you about Rawat's whereabouts, if that's okay. We're told the two of you are pretty close.
Not anymore, we're not. Turns out we don't see eye to eye.
Yeah, sometimes happens with
Oh,
friends.
yeah? What happened?
The thing about us researchers is, most of us do what we do for some sort of higher purpose. But not Rawat. All he cared about was how to commercialize his findings. He won't even let you work with him unless you sign a confidentiality agreement first. Also, he has better control over who gets which intellectual property rights. How are you supposed to get any meaningful research done working with a guy like that? Now that I've got my own technical solution for my compressor, I don't need to work with him anymore.
So that's what Rawat is really like.
We'd still like to know where to find him. Is that something you can help us with?
Wait, you're... Yeah, I know you. You're the head nurse at the Fortress of Meripede. Alright, then I'm happy to help you if I can.
Yay.
I respect the work you do. Medicine serves the highest purpose of all the sciences.
Bertram's gonna help
Wow,
us.
turns out Siegeween's got some real clout.
Indeed.
Thing is, I
Then
have
again,
no
who
real way of
couldn't
knowing
hate a
where he
little
might
bean
be.
like that?
I stopped working with him 2 months ago, and I've barely seen him since.
Ah, dang it.
But if you want my advice, I'd say go talk to the peddlers. There's a few he meets with every other day or so. Maybe they know where he's at.
Peddlers?
Yeah, back when I was working with him, I noticed he met with them quite often. Wouldn't surprise me if they were involved in some shady business together, because it seemed like they went out of their way to avoid discussing anything in my presence.
Interesting.
The little I overheard was about manufacturing and selling pharmaceutical drugs. Like I said, it's all about the money.
Drugs? Doesn't he work with skincare products? Do those count as drugs?
Who knows? I never cared to
I
find
don't
out.
really know.
He's the morgue rubber, not me.
Thank you. You've given us plenty to work with.
Welcome. Goodbye, and may we both reach new heights in our scientific endeavors.
Indeed. Alright, so let's grab the sub detection unit here, and then talk to other people. Let's find some other individuals to speak with. Just really quickly. Audrey.
Excuse us, are you Audrey?
That's me. What is it?
Are you close friends with Rawat? We're trying to find out where he is.
Close friends? You mean because I told him I had feelings for him once? I doubt I'm the first or last at the Institute to make that mistake. Why would you single me out as a close friend? I should have known, really. Men like him, they just enjoy being surrounded by fawning women. They're not interested in a serious relationship.
Okay. We were just kind of wondering if you might know where we can find him.
Why would I know where he's at? I barely know him, and he probably doesn't even remember me.
Ugh, this is getting annoying. Shall we go ask someone else?
Probably.
I think she knows Rawat better than she cares to admit. If we leave now, it might be a wasted opportunity.
Maybe, but we're not going to get much out of her while she's in this state, are we?
She's displaying symptoms common among people in love, if that's what you mean. But I know a cure.
Oh, what are you gonna do?
It's curable?
Oh, we're still no closer to finding Mr. Rawat. Oh, by this point, he could be in grave danger.
Danger? Wait, why are you looking for him again?
Hook, line, and sinker.
Oh,
Sishween's a...
that's right, yeah.
Sishween is a
The Marshals and
genius.
Phantom said that he's been targeted by some pretty bad people. We need to make sure he's safe.
What? How has this happened? He seemed fine when I last saw him, and that was only a couple of days ago. Just happened to run into him, of course.
Oh, I see. I see. Well, do you have any thoughts on where he might be right now?
Okay, but this is purely out of concern for his safety. If he's not at the Institute, he might be at his mother's place. I heard she raised him alone, that they had it pretty tough financially, and these days she's housebound due to illness. He makes regular trips back home to check on her.
Oh, okay. Do you know the address?
Nope, sorry. I only found out the thing about his mother because it came up in conversation once. I was just trying to find out more about him, you know, so I could get to know him better. When I told him I had a crush on him, I offered to help him take care of his mother. And yeah, maybe that was a stupid idea, but did he really have to yell at me for it? It's like, fine, I can take no for an answer, but what's with the temper tantrum? Unbelievable. These guys only want to show you their charming, well-groomed exterior. They can't stand it when a few home truths shine through.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Looks like her love syndrome is flaring up again.
Yeah.
We need to find out Mr. Rawat's mother's address. Let's check with the Marshal-sea officers when we regroup.
Cool, sounds like a plan.
Alright, last person is over here. Antibes.
Hey there, are you in Teeb?
Or Antib.
What do you want?
We're here to ask about Rawat. Any idea where he might be? We were told you were pretty close with him.
Close? Not sure that's the word I'd use. He wouldn't even let me use his patent.
Huh?
It's been a good few days since I last saw him. I don't know where he's at. Go ask someone else.
Would the patent in question happen to be related to the new skincare product he developed?
Yeah, kinda.
Thank you, Al, for the
Butterfly
redeem.
Or whatever he calls it. I heard he made a tidy
Hello.
sum off of that one.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Keep going.
I think you logged into
Most of
the
other
wrong account, my
researchers
friend.
focus on mechanics, energy,
Because you don't
stuff
have
like that.
any of your
I get
badges.
why he wouldn't be interested in having anything to do with them. But I'm studying coatings. There's a huge overlap in our areas of research. Why would he refuse to work with me? I bought his product once and noticed it contains a unique substance that might have applications in coatings too.
You're on
If it
mobile?
worked out,
That would explain it.
I could probably make as much as he's making. Don't get me wrong. I had no intention of plagiarizing his work. I was hoping to get official permission to use his findings in my own research.
Explain it.
Followed the proper procedure. It was all above board. I would have had to pay him a license fee and everything. But despite that, he turned me down not once, not twice, but 3 times. It's like he's vehemently opposed to the idea of anyone else making the kind of money he does.
Huh.
Yeah,
So
that
is
is weird.
Rawat antisocial, or is this guy just jealous?
Maybe both
Well,
of the
it
above.
doesn't look like we're gonna get any info about Rawat's whereabouts from him. Let's go.
Wait, 1 second. Mr. Antib, next time you go shopping, you should buy some Buell fruits. Peel the skin, steep in water, then drink. It'll help calm your mood.
Huh? Yeah. Thanks.
Well, that's all 3 researchers. Let's head back to the meetup point.
Yeah. Really quickly though, because I close it down. I keep this one on for streaming VR. Ah, gotcha. Okay. Speaking of.
You know, Hyman started out thinking Rawat was a handsome researcher with a friendly and cheerful personality. It's such a surprise to learn that his peers have a different impression of him.
Yeah, that is really, really weird.
Now, Paimon.
A handsome researcher whose difficult upbringing turned him into a profit chaser with a chip on his shoulder?
Facts about his appearance haven't changed at all.
Well, his looks are kind of a big deal. At least in Paimon's opinion. How did such a handsome guy end up being so antisocial? Even with his difficult family background, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it is kind of
You
weird.
can't judge a person solely based on their appearance.
Head nurse. Traveler. I assume you've spoken with the researchers. What did you find out?
Not much.
Bertram mentioned Rawat's involvement with some pharmaceutical merchants. Do you know if he's registered any pharmaceutical brands?
Since he was a whistleblower on such a huge case, I ran a background check on him. I don't remember there being any brands under his name.
How strange. If he was so focused on commercializing his research and averse to sharing his technology with others, why wouldn't he have registered his own brands?
Not sure.
Maybe he and his business partners needed to avoid public scrutiny?
You think he may have colluded with the gang? Well, the crime was manufacture and sale of drugs, and that would certainly be in his wheelhouse. We can't rule it out.
Isn't that pretty unlikely, though? He was the one who blew the whistle on them!
Yay.
Most children who come to me with tooth decay have suffered pain for a long time already, but they'll still try to hide the fact that they eat too many sweets. Grown-ups and children aren't so different in that regard.
Yeah, I guess.
If you say so.
I saw him when he came to make his report, and I certainly didn't get the feeling that he was the type to collude with criminals. Perhaps it's more likely that they were coercing him. You mentioned that he comes from a poor family. So, it's possible that the criminals approached him, asking for academic support, luring him in with the promise of riches. By the time he discovered who they really were, he was in too deep. They had leverage on him, so he was forced to keep working for them. I've seen it happen many times before.
That does make a lot of sense. It would definitely explain why he was so unwilling to cooperate with his fellow researchers.
Yeah, stuff's starting to add
No
up.
wonder he's so unsociable. He must be on edge all the time with a gang of crooks breathing down his neck.
In that case, the situation could be worse than we thought. If Rawat was working with the escaped inmates, they're sure to know more about his whereabouts than us. Oh, there's a good chance they'll get to him before we do.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, he was last seen 2 days ago. If no one's seen him since, maybe we're too late.
2 days ago? So he went missing right after that product promotion.
That was the same day he reported the criminals, too. Not a good sign.
Don't worry, everyone. I believe we still have a chance. Since he disappeared right after blowing the whistle, it's likely that he's gone into hiding.
Yeah, he must have been worried that they'd come for him.
All the more reason to find him as soon as possible. The only lead we have at the moment is his mother's house, which you mentioned earlier. Seath, think you can find the place?
Yep. When you register a brand, the Court of Fontaine requires you to provide a legal address. The one Rawat wrote down was in the outskirts of the city. That should be the place.
Okay, then there's no time to lose. Let's move.
Sorry, I just got a notification for like a really quick video so that I needed to read. Go to Rawat's mother's residence. So all over here. There's literally something in my eye. It is so annoying. Everything's good. Everything's good morning. Also, I need to gather up rainbow roses so that when Arlecchino reruns, I'll be nice and ready for her. Because for some reason she uses rainbow roses. I don't get it. Maybe it's to link her to Lenny? I'm not fully sure. Whatever.
Alright, this should be the house. I'm pretty sure this was the address.
Pretty sure.
I'll knock.
Morgan
knocks several times, no one is to speak, the faint sound of breathing.
Sounds like whoever's inside has restricted mobility. Oh, it seems serious. Well, what's the fastest way to get this door open?
Break it down.
Break the door down?
No, I'll handle it. I'll let the expert deal with it. There'll be a mountain of paperwork if we damage a citizen's property.
I love how Paimon... I absolutely love how Paimon and I had the exact same idea.
Control your strength, and it's open.
See,
Morgan was just like, how are we gonna get this door open? Me, let's break it down. Paimon, hey, how about we just...
will go inside.
Bang. Oh, that was beautiful. Okay, in we go. Excuse me. That's not what you said.
Oh, there. On the bed, there's an old lady. That's gotta be Rawat's mother, right? She doesn't look like she's in any state to be answering our questions, though.
Alright, now. Alright.
We could try, but she is very ill. We mustn't force it.
Agreed.
Well, doesn't look like Rawat's here. She's the only one we can talk to.
Yep. Allow me. Hello, ma'am. Might I ask if you're Rawat's mother? We are trying to locate him. Hard of hearing, perhaps. Does anyone have a picture of Rawat?
I have one here.
Oh, cool.
I'd like to show you a photo, ma'am. Is this your son? Do you know where he is?
Looks like this isn't gonna work after all.
Well, looks like we're out of leads. If Rawat's not here, Things are looking very bad for him.
Is it possible he could have avoided returning here because he knew he'd be in danger?
Possibly.
Maybe. But if so, where do we look next? Maybe we should take another look at the Institute.
Yes, so?
I mean, that's
I
kind of
suggest
our
we
only
all
option.
return there now. We found a good amount of useful information the first time. But perhaps there's something we missed. This is our last hope.
Sorry, officer, but could I stay here for a while? This patient requires some care.
Of course. Traveler, stay with the head nurse. You're technically here as her assistant after all.
Understood.
Also, I'd like some Marechaussee members to stay as well, and keep an eye on the area.
Why's that?
If Rawat knows how serious his mother's condition is, he will return.
Got it. Okay. I'll tell the squad members in hiding to stay put and keep a lookout.
Thanks for helping me out yet again, Traveler and Paimon.
No problem. But when you say her condition is serious, do you mean...
Yes. She's barely clinging on to life.
Oh.
That means her time is
Let me
almost up.
take care of a few things first. Could you pass me the towel over there?
Yeah, of course.
I can tell that her family has tried a lot of different treatment methods, including some very expensive medicines. Unfortunately, her condition is so multifaceted that a recovery looks all but impossible.
I need to remember
Citron.
to
I'm on bets being a nurse
turn
must be
off
pretty
roll
tough at
joining
times
stuff
like
when
this.
I'm streaming. Because that stuff, like,
Yes.
what just happened doesn't happen.
It makes me a little sad.
I keep forgetting
In
to.
Nazine's eyes, a human's birth, aging, sickness, and death are as much a part of natural law as sunrise and sunset. But human medicine can defy that law to some extent. In that sense, it is a science of miracles. That is why I became fascinated with it in the first place. But it was only after I truly became a doctor that I realized miracles don't always happen. Even the greatest doctors cannot cure all diseases.
Citron.
But don't worry about me, Paimon. A doctor's duty is not to cure all diseases, but to treat whatever ailments they can. At the very least, I can lower her fever. That way she'll suffer less, and she might even be able to see her son.
Yeah. All the more reason to find Rawat as soon as possible, even if we don't catch those crooks.
Oh, her fever is getting worse. Could I get some hot water?
Sure, we're on the case.
I mean, we are the Hydro Travelers, so that shouldn't be that much of an issue. Look for hot water. Check table. Rock back previously. There's still some ready-made hot water. Heck yeah. This academy seems to have a hidden compartment. This is... The way into the underground lab is written down in the journal. Yo! Sishween, we found a thing.
Found the hot water?
Sure
And something
did.
else.
And look what else we found. Judging by this journal, it seems like Rawat has a private lab. There's a good chance he could be there right now. We gotta go tell Officer Morgan right away.
Oh, that's great news. But hold on just a moment.
What's up?
The wet towel is ready. I'm giving you another injection. Are you feeling better now? It's all right. We'll go bring him back. Please hang in there.
Thank you.
Progress. Okay. Now, Robot's private lab. $200%? Dang. That is... Y'all.
No, don't look this way. I'm supposed to be hiding, remember? Captain's orders.
See, Han, you're not hiding very well. I spotted you immediately. Hey. Okay, I should probably stop trying to flirt with the Martian, say, Phantom members and Secret Lab. Let's use this waypoint here. But I still find it so funny that, like, I left that house and I didn't even look for them. I just immediately spotted them out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, really? Okay. Ooh, looks like some people already...
They're already here.
Nice.
We came as soon as we heard the news. I can't believe we were so careless. The most crucial information of all was hiding right there, in that room. We missed it.
Don't blame yourself. Right now, we need to focus on finding a way in.
Agreed.
There's a mechanical door over here. Hopefully the instructions in Rawat's journal will help us open it.
Hopefully.
It's open. Let's go in.
Nice. Hey, waypoint. Anyways, here we go. Current party level. Okay, if that's the case, let's replace Bennett with Verena for like 2 seconds.
I have high hopes for this journey.
There we go. We'll have it be a Hydra Swirl team instead of a Vaporize team. Oh, we got Sejuani. But yeah. Girly Prop literally just throws pills at people.
How did they get in here?
Hi.
Up ahead. Those look like our fugitives.
So they found this place too? Don't let any of them escape.
Ah, I got spotted. Rude.
Floaty booty!
And done. Didn't even need to use my full team. You look familiar.
Captain, according to our list, many of the fugitives aren't accounted for. There may be others hiding deeper inside the facility.
So these guys were just the lookout crew.
The Marashose Phantom! How did they find this place?
There ways.
Wait, it's that guard from the fortress.
Yeah.
That's right, I'm on your side. I mean, the Duke sent me. What's the matter? Some sort of mix-up?
Mr. Odilon, didn't I tell you a few days ago that you need to stop all field work until you've recovered?
Well, you know, gotta help His Grace out. Share the load.
Officer Morgan, this man is an imposter. The real Mr. Odilon has no recent health issues.
Bait and switch.
But
Looks like the head nurse was right about the face-swapping method. Arrest them all! DuPont, stay here and keep guard. And watch the exit. If we're not back soon, call for reinforcements.
got it.
There's also a chest here. Okay, we're good. Alright, so we do have a bit of Bond of Life, but we can certainly absorb more. Should we choose to.
So many jars. Was this some sort of production facility?
Probably.
It's probably the ingredients used to make butterfly dew.
How come they're all empty? Did it sell so well that he ran out of supplies?
Maybe?
How strange. Why would Rawat choose to manufacture a popular product like that in such a difficult-to-reach location? Given our suspicion that he may have been coerced into the illegal drug trade, I would have thought that any production facility we find here would be used for illicit purposes.
Perhaps butterfly dew is itself an illegal drug.
Do you have any evidence for that claim?
No, just a guess. We need to find Rawat as soon as possible. He has all the answers we need.
Indeed.
Understood. Well, let's not linger here. Let's go. Come on.
I agree with Sidgwing, because if we... Yeah, because without Rawat, any inferences we end up making with the stuff that we're finding could literally just be complete shots in the dark. We don't really know enough to make a complete informed conclusion.
Doesn't look like we're gonna get this door open. Let's find another way around.
Quitter.
This one's closed too. What's with those carts and tracks? Oh, maybe it's one of those doors that opens when it senses cargo passing through. There's a loaded cart right over there. Let's bring it to the door and give it a try.
See, tracks aren't connected. Push back. And get the cart moving. Follow it closely now. There. life. There we go. That's what I wanted to happen.
Wibbly wobbly! I swear, it's for medical research. Now I'm mad!
Come on.
Don't slip and fall!
Ow. Sure. Okay, there we go. So you need to head over that way. So rotate clockwise. Okay, tracks aren't connected. Wait. Wait. Okay, I need to think about this one. Maybe... Alright, so if this one's set to move this way, then if we... put it over here, get the cart moving, to shove it over there, rotate you clockwise twice, no, get the cart moving, rotate, move. Beautiful.
This room's much smaller than the others.
Judging by the implements on the table, this looks like a potion-making lab.
Head nurse, over here.
Let's see. Huh? Well, that's clothes. Why would he change here?
Perhaps they stripped him down, left the clothes behind, and disposed of him somewhere else?
Yikes, Seedween, where did that come from?
Oh.
Yeah, that is extremely dark.
Especially with such a bright future ahead of him.
There's a path leading further on, Officer Morgan. Let's keep up the pace. Don't slip and fall.
Wait. I don't know where to go. Wait, we came from back over there, I think, so... Yeah, here. Oh, there's people.
Shh, there's a whole bunch of people in there.
Yep.
serious? You're telling us that within a day, our faces are going to rot like yours?
Fontanian physiology changed dramatically after that great flood, and it's not as compatible with this face-changing solution as before. The side effects are as you can see.
Why didn't you say anything before we all used it?
Look, my plan got you all out of prison, didn't it? You'd have much bigger problems to worry about right now if the Marshal Say Phantom found out about your other crimes. Consider an ugly mug getting off lightly.
Ugh. You're just lucky we didn't leave you in there after you disappeared on us with no warning. We only let it slide because we're former partners. And now you have the gall to pull a stunt like this?
Partners? Make no mistake, each of us is only looking out for himself.
Whenever someone
If
says
he's placed too much
partners
trust in others,
in
well,
context
I'm
like
afraid
that,
that's your
I
problem.
can never entirely
hit
tell
things you
whether
need
they
to.
mean work partners
Remember
or
how
romantic
you each
partners.
had a spare potion? You kept quiet about it until
And
we
it's
planned
just
a
left
prison break?
ambiguous.
Oh, and you didn't have a secret spare? Then do you want to explain how you melted your face off before all this?
Guys, that's enough. Calm down. It is what it is. Arguing won't change anything. What's the plan, Parton? I'm assuming you brought us here for a reason?
There is no plan. We followed him here on the promise of more juice. But it turns out there ain't a drop here. Besides, what does it matter now anyway? He already said, even if we did get our hands on more of that stuff, switching faces again solves nothing. They're still gonna melt off eventually.
I said enough arguing! Parton, tell us the plan.
The most practical solution is to continue using the potion. Keep switching to a new face before the ulcers can start forming.
Are you kidding me? This stuff was hard enough to get a hold of even when we had a supply. Now you're asking us to use it like skin lotion, after the flood all but wiped the supply out?
Well, there is another option. But you'll have to make a deal with me first.
Okay, now we're talking. What's the deal?
I have a document I took from that researcher that details how to make a replacement. Just give me one bottle of the undiluted fluid, and I'll get to work. What's the problem? I thought you always kept reserves. Or do you really just have one spare bottle each?
What do you think? That we were shipping them into the fortress of Meripede by the basket load?
Well then, say hello to never showing your marred faces in public again.
Ugh, I've heard enough! Get him! Let's see if that document even exists!
Ah, boy.
Freeze! Marshal Say Phantom!
What?
Hi.
Who let them in?
Check us out.
Officer
We let ourselves in.
Before anything else, please find out Rawat's status.
Excuse me?
What?
I don't see him. Hand over the hostage now, if you want any chance of avoiding an extension to your sentences.
And then turns out he's not a hostage.
Spare us your condescending attempts to coax us back to our cells. You think we're looking to negotiate? Rawat is dead.
Parton?
Arrest them all! Don't let anyone get away!
Understood. I'ma fight some people. Dang. Nope. Absolutely not. Access denied. Disappear. Clear yourself as you go. I literally burned enough energy. I burned away enough people for another burst. My ER's through the roof.
Worthless.
These guys are a bit bigger, so I don't really have that advantage anymore. But that was still kind of funny that I was able to pull that off. Just the chained bursts.
Worthless. Prepare to die.
This is through the roof. It's annoying. Oh.
Let the world collide! Don't be nervous. Just
Bye.
relax.
gotta say, I never expected to see the head nurse in combat.
Some patients respond better to a more aggressive treatment plan. Did we get everyone?
Captain, we finished the head count. Potten's missing.
Shoot.
Over there! The door's closing!
One group trying to arrest me, another trying to hunt me down. Good. I gotta kill two birds with one stone.
How did he get up there? There must be a secret passage somewhere. Find it!
Don't waste your energy. I already sealed it off.
Dang it.
How naive. We have more people outside. If we're not back out by the agreed time, they'll come to our rescue.
Well then, you'd better hope they get here in time.
There's some kind of gas leaking from the pipes. Be careful, it's poisonous.
This is our distribution center, where we store the product derived from our source solution. We had to use special fire prevention methods to prevent contamination. The pipe network here was designed to emit a gas for firefighting. One little modification later, and it makes an efficient death trap.
Why would you do this? Your partners are here too.
Oh, please. If they can't supply what I need, they're of no further use to me. Besides, I can't have them exposing my potential whereabouts.
He's a maniac! Come on, we gotta find a way to open that door!
Agreed.
Go ahead, struggle in vain. Once the last of you croaks, no one will ever find me again. So long!
Are you sure you're ready to leave, Potten? You haven't changed your dressing today.
You can't cure my face. Just give up.
And what if I could?
Nice try. You're just trying to stall me. Don't you worry about me. I'll find a way to cure my face once I get out of here.
Oh, I doubt it. After all, Fontanians can no longer dissolve in primordial seawater.
What the? How did you?
The key component of the face-changing potion is the fluid left behind by dissolved Fontanians. It might look like ordinary water, but it has some unique elements in it. Before the flood, all Fontanians were oceanids, physiologically speaking. A potion made from that fluid could dissolve and reconstruct the face of a Fontanian in much the same way as hydroidolins change form. Theoretically, it could give someone any appearance they wished. But since the flood, Fontanians have become true humans. They can no longer provide the source material for this potion, nor reap its benefits.
Are you saying this potion is made from Fontanians dissolved with primordial seawater?
Yeah, that's kind of messed up.
Their crimes are far worse than I thought.
How could you know all of this? No, wait. Of course! Well, well. So that's why you have a human appearance.
It also means that I have a formula you're unaware of. The air's getting thicker. It's getting hard to breathe.
Just like that, huh?
I might get to make a deal today after all. Alright, keep talking. How do you intend to give me the formula?
Oh, it's not a formula, but a finished product. I have a bottle of it right here.
What?
When I tried Rawat's skincare product, I noticed it had a certain special component in it. So I had my friends gather some other ingredients for me, and sure enough, a little experimenting later, I produced the potion.
Of course.
This potion contains the fruits of your joint research?
Huh. Impressive guesswork. Yeah, we were a supplier for some of the raw ingredients. But it only contains a tiny amount of the active ingredient. The effect is minuscule, compared to the undiluted fluid.
Well, I found a way to reverse the dilution process, giving the skincare lotion a similar effect to the fluid it is derived from.
That's impossible.
If I tell you some of the ingredients, I think you can figure it out. First, you need to combine tainted hydrophantasm tissue with transoceanic pearls at a ratio of around 3 to 7.
Tainted hydrophantasms and transoceanic pearls. I see. Can't believe I never thought of that.
So, can we make a deal?
Sounds good to me. There's a delivery pipeline beneath this window. Drop the potion in, and I'll release you all.
Open the door first.
Nope, not trusting you that easily. You're like those naughty kids who try to hide their illness. Open the sluice gate first, then I'll hand you the potion.
Even if you're not bluffing, your potion won't cure my face permanently. You really think you have any leverage here? I'm not closing the valve this time. Clock's ticking.
Fine, then I'll just stand here with the potion in my hand. And when I faint from the poison, I'll drop it and it'll be destroyed.
No.
What you gonna do, bud?
It's open!
Disable that sluice gate! Jam it! Don't let it close again!
That's more like it. In that case, a promise is a promise.
The thing is she gonna hand the real one over, or is she gonna give him a fake?
We have to leave, now!
Challenge complete. Alright, so collect the chest first. Man, I had heavily damaged. Then again, I did use my burst 3 times in a row without using a healer, so... Makes sense. My health would be in the red.
That was too close. That button is a real nasty piece of work.
Oh, don't be too quick to sit down. Moving around a little will help relieve the soreness. Same goes for you, Traveler. Oh, but Paimon, you should be fine, right?
Flying fast is pretty tiring too, actually. Anyway, that's not important right now. Paimon's still shocked to learn that there's a whole criminal operation going on behind that skincare lotion.
Yeah,
Shama ended up giving the improved version to Potten after finally making it for you. I'll make you some more, I promise.
No, please
That's
don't.
cool.
Paimon doesn't want to use that stuff anymore. Still, it was a pretty good job that Paimon wanted to buy some in the first place, huh? It ended up saving everyone's lives. That's gotta count for something.
Sichuan was the one doing the saving.
Yeah, Paimon was just kidding.
Head nurse. I've done a final head count of our team and the criminals. Everyone's here and doing fine. We're ready to escort the fugitives back to the fortress of Meripede.
Sounds
It's a
good.
shame that we didn't find Rawat. At this point, I'm afraid he's probably deceased.
What a horrible bunch. Especially that Potten guy. If he had made good on that deal, we'd all be dead because of him.
No, we wouldn't. I always keep a whole bunch of antidotes on me for emergencies. And one of them neutralizes that poison gas. We'd have been fine, even if you hadn't opened the gate.
What? Then why did you give him the potion?
If this is true, I must concur. Sorry to be blunt, but I think you made a bad decision by handing him that bottle.
No, let's
If
hear
he
it
changes his
out.
appearance and flees Fontaine, it's unlikely that we'll ever find him. No matter how cooperative his accomplices are when we question them.
Turns out she gave a
You
fake.
don't understand. I gave him the potion precisely so we could be sure where he'll go next.
What do you mean?
I'm
We
confused.
gotta hurry. She won't last much longer.
House, going. Mother house. Now. Go,
Do not
go,
stop
go,
for the
go,
raid.
go, go, go.
Useless.
No, you stay away. Collect rainbow roses. Or rainbow rose.
Boring.
Don't move a muscle. I might be short, but I pack a mean punch. Captain, you're just in time. While I was lying in wait, I spotted this crook snooping around.
Yeah.
Trying to find a way in.
Well done, Ceased.
Whoa. His face.
Are you... Potton? So this is where you were heading, huh?
What?
This is how Potton looked before his face was marred. His current appearance matches the mugshot on his arrest warrant.
I see. Wait, so what's going on? Wasn't the whole point of the potion to disguise himself and escape Fontaine? Why would he change back to his original face and run right into our trap?
Enough of this nonsense. Let me in.
You better pipe down. There's an old lady in there who's very sick. No way are we letting a crook like you inside.
To heck with it. Listen to me. I'm Rawat. That's my mother in there.
He's gotta be lying, right? Rawat was a victim in all this. He was forced into it against his will. How can he and this monster be the same person?
Forced against his will. That's the funniest thing I've heard all day. Back when I was being coerced, everyone thought I was colluding of my own free will. And then when I actually became a criminal in my own right, you all suddenly thought I must be under duress. Amazing what a difference a handsome face makes.
Save us the speech. Explain yourself.
You want an explanation? Fine. I'll tell it how it is. When I was just Potton, the whole world treated me with contempt.
Ew. What do you want? Get away from me.
Women despise me.
Collaborate? You don't look like much of a researcher to me.
My peers scorned me.
Mr. Potton, was it? I'm most interested in your research. Consider my offer carefully. I doubt you'll find other investment opportunities.
Only villains would work with me.
You want out of the game? Forget about it. Turns out, I slipped up a little. Left your picture with some Marechaussee Phantom officers. Easy mistake to make. Now they've listed you as an accomplice and drawn up an arrest warrant. So I suggest you put any thoughts of running away in rest. If you get caught by the guards for being in the synth business, you ain't ever seeing the light of day again.
There was no way out for me. Until I could stop being Potton.
Mr. Rawat, I have something I'd like to tell you.
I became popular with women.
This new potion you developed is fascinating. Genius, in fact. Would you consider working with me? I'd be happy to sign a licensing agreement.
My peers looked up to me.
Okay, I'm very interested in your research, sir. You must no doubt have offers from countless investors. So far be it for me to ask for a full collaboration, per se. I merely wanted to express my interest. No pressure at all, naturally.
And the villains even began to fear me. Becoming Rawat showed me what a superficial world we live in. But I did not hold a grudge. After all, this superficiality could be made to work in my favor. Or so I thought. But alas, the world seemed bent on finding a reason to make me despise it. Mother, I'm back. How are you doing?
are you?
I bought the best medicine Mora could buy, but nothing would cure her illness. In the end, I hoped she'd at least be able to see her son one last time before she passed, but when everyone else rejected me, the only person who cared about me was my mother. Then, when I became a rising star in the Fontaine Research Institute, I was unrecognizable to her.
I have to let her see me again. Even if it means donning my own wretched, ugly face. Well, is that enough explaining for you? Now do you understand? Let me inside already!
Have you ever considered if you'll even be able to look your mother in the eyes after what you've done? You found a way to completely change your identity. You could easily have escaped from them. But no. You chose to keep working with them.
Yeah, it's kind of on him.
Why would I want to give up on such a lucrative business? The profits were dozens of times that of the synth business, and it was all above board.
So you kept being a villain just for the money?
Villain? By what standard? Is doing evil deeds really what makes someone a villain in your eyes? Or does it all come down to the way they look? None of you saw a villain when I was wearing my other face, did you?
Yeah,
You
but
have no
also
right to
with
judge me.
that,
You're all
we
just fake
didn't
people living in a
really know
hypocritical
the
world.
full
I
extent
regret
of what the
nothing.
product was.
My mother would understand.
So
You're a villain to the core, but especially that tongue.
you can't really use that reasoning
I don't see a
because there
villain when I look
was
at your current face
a lack of
either.
information.
Don't humor me. You don't seem surprised by my confession in the least. How long have you known the truth?
I didn't know anything for sure until you chose to take that potion bottle and spare our lives.
Hello.
But if you're asking when I
How'd it
started
go?
suspecting you, it was the first time you came to see me at the infirmary. I had to confirm my suspicions. That's why I chose to join this investigation.
Are you kidding me? A young, promising researcher and a wretched criminal? What on earth gave you the idea that they could be one and the same person?
Well, there were no visual clues. This potion's face-changing effects are very powerful. Even as a Melazine, I couldn't see through the disguise. But I believe I understand humanity a little better than most of my kind. Humans have certain fundamental qualities that do not change with their appearance.
Fundamental qualities, huh? So you think you're the one who's seen through me, do you? Most people probably don't know this, but I think I can guess what your deal is. Melazine constitutions are very close to that of water, so it stands to reason that the potion should work on them too. You use it yourself, didn't you? That's why you have a human appearance.
Seedwing? Yes, you're right.
It's not that much of a surprise because she did pretty much tell us straight up.
I'll bet it was back in the days when Melazines were discriminated against because of their appearance. It was either carry on living in the gutters as part of an alien race cast out by humanity, or become the head nurse of the Fortress of Meripede, revered by all. Not a hard choice to make. It's a no-brainer. So you see, you and I were the same. And I'm the one who saw through you!
That's not important right now. You came here to see your mother, didn't you? Well, I can grant you your wish.
Huh?
Head nurse, I'm not sure that's a good idea in his current state.
Don't worry. Back in the warehouse when I traded the potion for our lives, I was doing it to test him. He was willing to risk sacrificing his only chance of escaping capture by opening the gate in exchange for the potion. Also, he could see his mother again. If nothing else, his concern for his mother is genuine.
I see.
So before you arrest him, please allow him to see his mother one last time. The Traveler and I will accompany him. You have nothing to worry about.
All right. I understand.
Well, let's pop inside the house again.
It's me, Potton, your son. You recognize me now, don't you?
Okay, she's still alive.
Mom, what's wrong?
I think.
I'm sorry, but I have some bad news. I examined your mother last time we were here, and it appears that due to her prolonged fever, she's lost her eyesight.
What?
Your
So pretty much
appearance
all
no
that
longer
was
has
for
any
nothing.
bearing on her ability to recognize you. But there are always other ways to remind our loved ones who we are. Wouldn't you say?
No, it can't be. Please, Mom, open your eyes. It's me, your son, Potton. If you really can't see my face, then here, take my hand. Tell me you feel your son's hand. I've done so much to get to this point. Please, you have to recognize me. No.
The temperature of his palm must have changed. I'm sorry. It seems I couldn't bring him back to you after all.
It's you. Thank you.
Of course.
Mom, why will you answer her and not me? Why?
No more questions, Potton. She's gone.
Mom? Mom?
I'm sorry to say this, Potton, but you and I are not the same.
Post the instant chat. Bond is eventually taken away by the Marshose Phantom. A day passes in a flash. What else do we still have to do?
The wait is over, everyone! The sale of our new skincare product, Romaritime Essence, will now begin.
Another skincare promotion! And it's selling as fast as last time. Wonder what people would think if they knew what was in the last batch.
Yeah, probably wouldn't go over well.
Oh, Seedween's here too!
I'm getting deja vu.
Hey, Seedween!
Oh, Traveler Paimon, hello! I hope you two got a good rest yesterday after all your hard work.
Of course! Nurse's orders, right? Anyway, are you here to take notes for your next article?
Actually, I'm mostly here to help Officer Morgan wrap up yesterday's case.
Ah, that reminds Paimon. That stuff sold like crazy, didn't it? Is it gonna cause huge problems?
Nope, there's nothing to worry about. Unless modified, Butterfly Dew is an excellent skincare product that's completely safe to use.
Nice.
Besides, officers have already retrieved all Butterfly Dew purchased on the market. Now it's just a matter of disposal. After consulting Monsieur Nervulette, I came up with a way to neutralize any harmful effects, so it'll evaporate naturally without polluting water or soil.
Wow, it's Seedween to the rescue again!
Thank you for serving as our consultant, head nurse. All the butterfly dew we recovered has been disposed of, according to your instructions.
Great! Good job, everyone!
Also, you mentioned you wanted a copy of Rawat's interrogation records. Well, technically, Potten's records. Anyway, I have them with me. Here. After he saw his mother for the last time, it was like all his mental defenses came crashing down. He put up no resistance during the interrogation, and answered all our questions. We learned a lot. Apparently, the formula was something he discovered by chance while helping the criminal gang produce synth. Later, he came up with the idea to dilute it and use the resulting substance as a skincare product. Their supplier was Vache, but you could also argue that they were the ones doing him a favor. His operation helped Vache's gang dispose of an enormous amount of evidence. It made for a seamless collaboration. One man's trash was another man's treasure, and there were no loose ends. It's no wonder we never noticed what Potten's gang was up to.
Vache again, huh? Is there still no end to the harm he caused?
Apparently not.
Make no mistake, the crimes of Vache and his accomplices will come to an end. It's only a matter of time. Since the flood cut off their supply of primordial seawater, they've been forced to resort to riskier methods, like using their private reserve to attack people on the street. Naturally, those attempts all ended in failure. After receiving numerous reports, we were able to zero in on the gang and eventually round them up.
That sounds more like it.
Based on what he told us in his confession, we pretty much had him backed into a corner, even though he made a point of distancing himself from the gang while disguised as Rawat. He tried to throw us off his tail by reporting his accomplices, giving him enough time to transform back into Potten and see his mother one last time. But there was one thing he hadn't anticipated. Even though Potten had been missing for a long time, we were very much still on the lookout for him. So, the moment he appeared in public, after changing back to his original appearance, we caught him.
So he tried this once before, huh? Guess he really did want his mother to see him again. But in the end...
Looking at the interrogation records, it seems like he spent the first sum of money he earned as Rawat on his mother's treatment.
That's sweet.
Yes, which is why I suspect that his initial motive for using the potion was not personal greed, but a desire to become somebody who had the power to save her. Even so, he went too far. In the end, he got what he deserved.
I understand. Thank you for bringing me these records.
Why did you want them anyway?
Potten was one of my patients, so I need to put together a medical file for him. My teacher always stressed that a person's life experiences are just as important to their file as their medical history.
Why are you still treating him like your patient? Isn't he kind of beyond redemption now?
Situation's gonna be wholesome.
But a patient is a patient, regardless of the choices that bring them to my care.
Yep.
One last thing, head nurse.
Wholesome, baby.
Please keep everything you know about this potion a secret. It would be for the best if most of Fontaine knows nothing of its existence. I know my fellow officers and I will be able to sleep easier if that's the case.
Of course. Not to worry.
Yeah, I'll keep her
Thank you
silent.
for understanding. I'll take my leave then.
So, Seedream, did you really use that potion yourself?
Why do you sound so surprised, Paimon? I told you all about it.
Exactly.
A while ago now.
Like, we literally learned this at the beginning of the story quest.
You mean that story about the witch and the potion? So it was really, actually, genuinely a true story?
Yes.
It really, actually, genuinely was.
But
The process of making that potion.
I know. There are some secrets I can't tell anyone about. But considering everything we've been through together, I know I can trust you with them. Before I tell you, though, could you follow me somewhere? I want to pay my respects to an old friend.
of course.
Sure. Where are we going? Go to the place you agreed upon. But yeah, there's a pretty good chance we'll end up going into overtime. Considering, delays. I mean, technically speaking, we're already like 4 or 5 minutes into overtime, but I haven't really counted it as overtime just yet. Huh? Is that... That's Nivelette and Wriothesley. What are they doing here? Are they out on a fishing date, or...?
Huh. Nervalette and Risley, they're here too.
Good to see you, traveler. Paimon.
Nivelette,
I trust all has been going well for you.
Big news, everyone. The Udex is out of his office on important business.
Is that genuinely something people would consider big news?
Yes.
Well, why wouldn't they? Important business is a big deal.
As is
you're
him.
quite right.
As is you leaving
When
your
someone
office.
you care about requires emotional support, being there for them at the right time and place is of the utmost importance. After
True.
reading the Maréchal Phantom's reports, I had a feeling a trip here might be in order.
Take note. That, my friends, is how Monsieur Neuvillette shows that he cares. We're both here for the same purpose, actually. To accompany Sigewinne as she pays her respects to her late teacher.
So the old friend she mentioned was her teacher then? The witch? Oh, sorry. Paimon didn't mean to be rude. It's only because Sigewinne calls her that all the time, so...
I doubt she considers that title to be offensive, Paimon. Don't worry.
Indeed. In fact, I believe Sigewinne would take it as a sign of affection. She has spoken of this doctor on many occasions, and it sounds like she was a truly generous individual. In those days, many people harbored prejudices against Melusines. She was the only teacher willing to take Sigewinne on as a student.
Wow. It's really nice of you two to be here for Sigewinne. Guess you guys really look out for your younger colleagues, huh?
Younger colleague? Well, that might be true for the Udex, but I'm not sure I can say the same. Sigewinne served a sentence in the fortress of Meripede hundreds of years ago, and after she did her time, she decided to stick around.
Really?
She's been an integral part of our administration ever since.
Wait, she
Strictly
served a
speaking,
sentence?
the head nurse has been around longer than most people in the fortress, myself included. Pretty sure that makes me the younger colleague.
She served a sentence?
Oh. She committed a crime?
Yes. Long before I became Udex, there was an ancient law in Fontaine that prohibited any attempt to transform another species into a human. Initially, I and most researchers believed this law to have been imposed due to ethical concerns. But now, it seems more likely that the law was nothing more than an insurance policy, a way for Egeria to ensure that her people would remain insulated from the truth, thus enabling them to lead more straightforward, happier lives.
Ignorance is bliss, as they say.
Indeed.
Sigewinne had her reasons for choosing to obtain a human form, but the act was nonetheless in clear violation of the law.
Could you tell us a little bit more about what happened back then?
Certainly. Sigewinne does not object to her close friends learning about her history. In fact, I first learned of it myself because she confessed the truth to me of her own volition.
Are we gonna get another animated cutscene?
Even with their daughter so ill, they kicked you out?
Oh, no.
Stubborn as always. And prejudice isn't a disease I can cure either. shame that I don't have the energy to get over there. You're laughable, you old witch. You want to save everyone in Fontaine, but you can't even save the patient before you.
Master, what are you...
I discovered a strange disease, one I suspect that every Fontainian suffers from. But without witnesses or proof, no one will believe me. I had no choice but to experiment on myself to find a cure, but I hit a wall. And as you can see, it took a wretched toll on me.
Then I'll find a cure for you, and then you can go cure her.
There's no need. I am beyond saving now. There's nothing you can do.
But, Master...
As I said before, a doctor's duty is to treat whatever ailments they can.
I know, but they don't trust me at all.
That girl. She's your first ever patient, isn't she? Tell me, what cost are you willing to bear to see her cured?
I'll do whatever it takes.
Even if it means breaking the law and being punished for it?
As long as I don't hurt anyone. Yes.
Dang.
Spoken like a true student of mine. Then I shall make one more final gamble. And see my experiment through to its end. Leave me for now, and come back in 2 hours. If I am able to work this miracle, then I will have found a way to save all Fontainians, and I shall be able to help you treat that girl. If not, then it means there is one more disease in this world that I cannot treat. In that case, do not come looking for me. I will leave you a parting gift. An accidental discovery happened upon through my study of this strange disease. It has little use, but it will at least help you cure this one patient you can reach.
When Sigewinne returned, the miracle had not occurred. She found a potion bottle and a note on the table. After using the potion as instructed, she gained her current form, breaking Fontaine's law in the process. And after I had confirmed the veracity of the events, I gave my verdict.
So that's what happened.
Her teacher sacrificed herself and left that potion behind.
I fear Sigewinne only understood the full story after the truth about the dissolution of Fontainians was uncovered. When I reflected on all this with that knowledge in hand, I felt a deep sense of regret. As I use the law to uphold justice, there are times when I cannot help but acknowledge its ruthlessness. After the final details of the events surrounding Sigewinne's transformation came to light, I checked several sources and, thankfully, the legal code does not require Sigewinne to shoulder any additional punishment.
Wonder how she feels about all this.
Since she invited you here, I imagine she intends to speak of these matters with you, no?
I mean, probably. Talk to Sigewinne. Ah, wrong button. Sorry.
You're here.
We are indeed.
The old friend I mentioned was my teacher. When she passed, her body was nowhere to be found. All that's left of her is an empty tomb. And even that's deep underwater now.
Sigewinne, the witch who gave you the magic potion, she was your teacher, wasn't she?
Sounds like Monsieur Neuvillette filled you in.
Yep.
After learning the truth, it must have been hard to process, huh?
Well, to be honest, after I realized what really happened that night, my first thought was that it kind of made sense. It seemed exactly like the sort of thing she would do.
But she was planning to sacrifice herself and never told you.
That's just who she was. If lying is what it took to get a kid to take their medicine, then that's what she'd do.
A truly great
Alright,
doctor.
but why did you turn yourself in?
I broke the law, simple as that. My teacher made her choice, and I made mine.
True. It's just the way Cotton framed it when he was asking you all those questions, it made Paimon really mad.
Understandable.
You're not like him at all, and everything Neuvillette said confirms that. And yet, you were still convicted and thrown in prison. It just feels so unfair.
Unfair? I happen to think just the opposite. If I hadn't served that time, I'm not sure I would have been able to stay strong when he was questioning me.
What makes you say that?
I knew you'd be curious. Let me tell you a story.
Hey, we're just getting all the stories tonight, aren't we? Yep.
Came down. This Melazine is guilty. Deudex defended the authority of Fontaine law, but he did not confiscate the Melazine's medical kit. And so, the Fortress of Meripede gained a new little doctor. She still wore her hood and raincoat, even though it never rained in the fortress.
Aside her appearance, probably.
Perhaps thanks to her human appearance, no one refused her treatment. She treated more and more patients, and her sentence grew ever shorter. Finally, the people of the fortress could not live without her, and though her sentence ended, she did not leave them either. Then one day, she received an invitation from the outside world. The location seemed familiar, and when she arrived, an old lady was waiting for her. She saw right through the Melazine's disguise, but didn't reveal it. Instead, she asked a question.
Tell me, why do you think you gained the respect of so many people, despite being a Melazine?
Because I look like a human?
It's been 50 years, Sijuin, and you haven't aged a day. I think everyone knows you are not human. I finally found you, after all these years.
Wait, is this Sijuin's friends that
I
she
still
cured?
remember, you know. It was you who saved
Oh,
me
that's
that
so
night.
cute. No.
But how? I was no longer a Melazine by then.
That's so adorable.
Does it really matter if you're human or Melazine? I remember the warmth of your palm. It's quite unmistakable. And you know what? It hasn't changed one bit. You don't have to hide anymore, Sijuin. These days, everyone wants to make friends with Melazines. And I think that it's all because of you.
That's so adorable.
I'm sorry I couldn't say this until now, but thank you, Dr. Melazine.
Now that's an ending Paimon can get behind.
After
That's
hearing
so
everything Cotton said,
wholesome.
I wanted to tell him that it didn't matter who he looked like
I
on the
wish I could
outside.
cry.
But it was too late. The warmth in his palm had already disappeared. tried to treat him, but the roots of his problem had nothing to do with his face.
It does feel like wasted
I
potential.
understand. Thanks, you two. I appreciate you being here for me while I talk this through.
Of
Oh,
course.
it's nothing. Our pleasure.
Oh, there's one more reason I invited you here. It's about time I finally give you what I promised.
Oh, the modified lotion?
In order to restore the appearances of the face-swapping victims, the Marechaussee Phantom gave me special permission to make a few bottles of that potion. And I made one extra just for you two.
Yay!
We don't need it, though. Shouldn't we destroy it?
Well, even if you chose to destroy it, I still thought I should give it to you first. You two did so much for me. How could I break my promise?
Well, fair enough, but anyway, Hyman's definitely not interested in this stuff anymore. Still, if this is the very last bottle in all of Tevat, getting rid of it would feel like kind of a waste.
Yeah.
Maybe we can give it a special meaning somehow. Oh, Paimon's got it!
What you got?
Melusine physiology wasn't affected by the Great Flood, right? So that means the potion should have a permanent effect on you. In that case, what do you say, Cedrine? Ever thought about transforming back to the way you used to look? After all, from a Melusine point of view, Paimon bets Melusines look the cutest of all.
Paimon.
Paimon, after everything, do you really think it matters whether I'm Melusine or a human?
Well... What was Paimon thinking? You made up your mind a long time ago. Yeah, let's just destroy this thing.
Leave it to me.
And I was kind of hoping we could keep it as like a memento. But oh well. But yeah. Sidgewin story quest now done. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm not doing any more wishes. I'm not doing it. But yeah, that'll just about do it. I mean, quest is over. We're almost half an hour into overtime, so yeah, now's a good time as any to end the episode. But yeah, that was a really wholesome ending. That was cute. Just got back too. Yeah, that was kind of bad timing, huh? Ah, well. You were here for a little bit. Wanna do your little fit check before I start my before I start signing off? Because goodness knows you've made it a tradition at this point. Called it. All right. But yeah, it's literally just the same setup as earlier today. I just threw on the crop top hoodie that I started wearing a couple months ago because it was starting to get cold in here. But yeah, that will just about do it for tonight. I'm sorry we can't stay for much longer, but the stream is almost 3 hours long. But, anyways, that will just about do it for tonight. If you guys enjoyed the stream and you are on the YouTube side of things, then please be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and as always, stay awesome. And if you're one of the lovely people who decided to take time out of your day, afternoon, or evening to come watch this stream live, I forgot the hydrate rating. or you're here for the 2 weeks that it's on Twitch before I transferred over, then please be sure to drop a follow and maybe even a subscription if you haven't done so already. Small reminder that those with Twitch Prime are able to get a free 1 month subscription to a streamer of their choosing. So if you haven't used that with someone else, I encourage you to use that here. And as always, long live the rebellion.